I'm Nick Quimby.
I'm Shanna Quimby. Our son Gavin was diagnosed with a rare disease, metachromatic leukodystrophy, in 2014. He was 3 years old, but not formally diagnosed for about 6 months after we had brought him into the doctor initially.
He wasn't quite meeting the milestones, and it was pretty apparent with the other younger kids at his daycare.
And we took him to a neurologist, and they did a CT scan on his head, or an MRI scan, and they said that they thought that maybe he had something called leukodystrophy, but they weren't sure. So they had to do a lot of genetic testing, and that took about 6 months, which in leukodystrophy world, that's
a long time.
An eternity.
Yeah.
Finally, when he was diagnosed for real, we brought him to the U of M, and they said that they could give him a bone marrow transplant to slow down the progression of his disease. But he got a disease while he was in the hospital, like a lung disease. And that ultimately is what he died of.
It was really frustrating early on because we weren't getting straight answers, and once we knew it was leukodystrophy, we were really kind of angry that no one had ever done anything to help this rare disease. No one knew about it. Some of the doctors didn't know about it. Pediatricians didn't know about it. That was frustrating, so Shannon and I reached out to Jeremy.
We have a senator right down the street, so why don't we talk to Jeremy Miller? So we sent him an email, and he was all over it right away, and he reached out to another foundation for another leukodystrophy, and the ball just kind of started rolling from there. And
got the Department of Health involved.
Yep, we spoke in front of them and
the advisory panel.
Talked to a bunch of people, and about 2 years later, I think it was, the Super Gav Act was passed in Minnesota, which has 3 disorders on it.
So Jeremy's been a pleasure to work with all around. He's been very open, transparent, answers emails and messages very quickly. You know, he's been awesome. Even when Gavin was up in the hospital, he brought the Vikings to come visit myself and Gavin when he was sick, so that was awesome.
He gets stuff done fast, which is important in our line of work with stuff like that.
Absolutely, and Jeremy's been instrumental in that.
Senator Jeremy Miller is a proven leader who gets things done.